Body cameras were hailed as transparency and accountability for law enforcement, but one advocacy group argues it's done quite the opposite. An I-9 investigation found police often are the only ones who control what body camera footage you, the public, get to see.
And we have found inconsistent practices showing law enforcement picking and choosing what to release and when. KCRG TV9's Brian Tavik joins us now live.
Body cameras only increase transparency with police if the public get to see it. But increasingly, Iowa law enforcement agencies are delaying or outright denying our open records request to see the footage. They often cite an exemption for police investigative records. But in some cases, the investigations are over and police have selectively released video within days of an incident. When prosecutors declared 3 Fort Dodge police officers justified in shooting and killing a 24-year-old man this past March, the report cited body camera video to help understand the officers' actions. But when we requested the video after the report, police refused to release it for the public to see for themselves. They cited an exemption for police investigative files, even though the investigation is over. We asked the department to explain. They never responded. Fort Dodge is far from alone. It's the same reason University of Iowa police gave us for not releasing video of the arrest of protesters outside Kinnick Stadium last December, despite prosecutors dropping charges in the case. Cedar Rapids police have refused to release body camera footage from a New Year's Day chase and shooting. Our I-9 investigation looked at policies of police departments, all of which said the decision to release body camera footage is up to law enforcement.
I don't think that one person, a police chief, should be able to make that decision in a vacuum. No way.
Anthony Arrington is a founding board member of the Advocates for Social Justice, a Cedar Rapids group calling for law enforcement reforms. He says making police body camera footage more readily available would help the public's understanding of incidents.
I can't think of an instant where if we have body cam footage to demonstrate guilt or innocence or to protect police officers and the community, why we wouldn't use it.
One example Arrington points to is this, the 2016 traffic stop of Jeremy Mitchell. Dash camera video shows Mitchell resisting arrest and then trying to drive away. The Cedar Rapids police officer shot and wounded Mitchell, leaving him paralyzed. The video came out weeks after the shooting and only after a grand jury had cleared the officer.
Clearly showed an example of footage where somebody was not a threat, not a violent threat to the officers, and the officers shot the man.
And that's how we found police handle most body camera footage, releasing it only after an investigation is finished. We've been waiting more than 6 weeks for body camera footage or any other detail from an April 6th Cedar Rapids shooting that left one man dead and another wounded. Major Chad Colston with the Linn County Sheriff's Office says video isn't released right away to protect sensitive information during an investigation.
Any case that we take to court is going to be a fair trial. You know, evidence, any other evidence, we're not going to throw out there to everybody and say, here's our evidence and here's what we have. That's to be decided at court.
Major Colson says during or after trial, body camera footage becomes a public record.
Once the case is over, then at that point that video could become public, but like I said, sometimes when the case is over, nobody cares about it anymore. Sometimes these cases run, 6 months to a year before they ever reach trial. So, everybody's moved on to the next thing. But in 2022, it took Cedar Rapids police just a week to release this body camera footage showing William Rich charging at officers with a knife before police shot and killed him. It took another month for prosecutors to rule the shooting justified. At the time, Rich's family and members of ASJ had publicly protested for the video to be released.
Say his name! William Rich!
And after cell phone video showing an Iowa City police officer punching a woman in handcuffs at the Ped Mall went viral in 2022, it took Iowa City police 2 days to release body camera footage showing the woman resisting arrest and grabbing the officer's taser. Executive Director of the Iowa Freedom for Information Council, Randy Evans, says that disparity shows an inconsistency with how police follow Iowa's open records law.
The lawful custodian, presumably as the chief of police, has the authority under the law to decide that it's in the public's interest, it's in the department's interest to make a video available, they can certainly do that.
Evans points to the accidental shooting of a Burlington mother as a reason police should be required to release body camera footage sooner.
They refused for several years to release the rest of the video. The Iowa FOI Council intervened at the conclusion of the city's defense of a lawsuit that the family filed, and we gained the release of all of the video.
Arrington says until videos like these are made public, it will be hard, particularly for minority communities, to build trust with police.
We're missing the ability to be honestly transparent and release power. But until we have people in power who can leverage those decisions to have authentic discussions about authentic solutions, we're stuck.
By comparison, Minnesota enacted a law last year which requires police to release body camera footage within 2 weeks of an incident where an officer fires their gun or uses force that results in substantial bodily harm. In the studio, Brian Tabbick, KCRG TV9 News.
Developments in the lawsuit filed against the Twinsburg Police Department by 3 officers, 2 of whom have been fired since our report first aired.
Yeah, the city vehemently denied allegations of excessive force and record tampering made in that lawsuit.
But 19 Investigates Gabby Hart obtained exclusive leaked footage and documents that seemingly depict one of the claims made in that lawsuit.
It's a story you'll see on just one station.
Now you got an underage party with a bottle of alcohol. I can clearly see right there.
This video shows Twinsburg police breaking up a Halloween house party the night of October 30th, 2021. It involved nearly 100 juveniles. This party on Andover Drive is front and center in a public records lawsuit filed against the city of Twinsburg and the police chief Thomas Mason. In the suit, filed by 3 Twinsburg police officers, 2 of which were recently fired, there are claims of retaliation and record tampering. One of the claims states that Chief Mason's underage son was at this party, and it alleges the chief told officers not to put his son's name in the police report. Now, the city sent a statement calling the allegations in the lawsuit a, quote, despicable smear campaign. They also sent us the termination letters for the fired officers in the, quote, spirit of transparency. They said our records request for documents and footage had been received and forwarded to the law department for review. But an anonymous source with access to the city's footage leaked some of those public records directly to 19 Investigates. Those reliable sources compared a teen seen in this footage to a 2021 public photo of Chief Mason with his son. They believe it's the same person. He was a juvenile at the time, so we're protecting his identity.
Can you talk to my dad? Here, while I talk to your dad, write your information down.
Okay, so you're gonna be here?
Yes.
Are you gonna be here?
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Are you cool with us doing that with the other kids too? All right, I'll tell them. Or I'll let you tell them. Yes, sir.
You saw this young man write his name down, and we took a screenshot. And if you look close, it appears to match the first name of someone that has been publicly reported and connected with Chief Mason. Now, the first name we saw written down on that officer's notepad, it was nowhere to be found when we scanned through the nearly 30 names written down in this police report. Now, take a listen to this exchange between 2 officers at the scene.
What more you want from that?
We'll just have all the names, every name that we can
Boss
get.
man said give him a call afterwards. Tell me to call him.
Who's that?
Numero uno.
He did?
Yeah, Ancho. Yeah.
Okay. The number 1?
Yeah.
Our source also gave us the redacted video that they claim the city edited. We watched the same interaction between those 2 officers, and when it gets to the part we just showed you,
What more you want from that?
We'll just have all the names.
the audio cuts out. So now that this footage is out, we have reached out to the city and the police chief asking for sit-down interviews to try and get to the bottom of some of this. Now, we are still waiting on them to respond. Now, in that lawsuit, it also makes claims of an incident involving excessive force.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Taser.
And you guessed it, we've got exclusive video and dash cam footage showing the incident in question. I'll bring you that tomorrow evening right here, along with any new developments. For now, I'm Gabby Hart, 19 News.